welcome your two finalists, Evil Geniuses and Paper X. First,
น้องจริงน้องจริงน้องจริงจาเกโมตำติงตัวตึงคอมหน้าดูติ๋มจังเลยขนมตาไวแมตช์รอบที่แล้วคอมโคตรแปลกแบบตึงจัดบูติโอไมฟริกหน้าดูแบบเอเชียจ๋าเลยทันเอสันส์คุงโอซาคินเดมอนวันตัวเจ๊เลยคนนี้ตัวเจ๊เลยโค้ดอเลนหรือโค้ดอเล็กของเราพอตเตอร์โอ้ดูดีจัดอันนี้ก็ทำตามสกินแชมเปี้ยนอันล่าสุดเลย
Honestly, at the start of this year, I kind of already had an idea that this might be my last year playing. Everyone in Singapore has to go to the army, and I'm of that age
จริง
right
ด้วยน้องจริงจะได้เล่นปีนี้ปีสุดท้าย
now. So I'm scared and like
ต้องไป
anxious.
เป็นทหารที่สิงคโป
I
ร์
don't know what's like waiting in front of my life, but I just wanted to give it my all, like really all, so I wouldn't have any regrets.
น้องจริงต้องไปกินอาหารที่สิงคโปร์
Everything was like surreal. I would have never expected to be in the grand finals of a champions.
It feels so impossible sometimes just to play rounds against them.
You have performances like that. What does that do to the spirit of the team from having, lost such a close game?
It's just always like a humbling experience. But this year has been about second chances. No one expected us to be here. It really shapes your mental. Going through all those ruts. Don't think about what these people online have to say. Just enjoy it while you're here. As long as you do that, you can have no regrets.
Evil Geniuses pulling off once more a bit of a repeat of history.
We've had so many second chances this year, and we've always made
ตัว
sure
ร้าย
to
บท
take
ตัวร้าย
that opportunity.
แห่ง VTC แชมเปี้ยน
It was like our
ปี
peak.
ที่แล้วเราก็ดูปีที่แล้วอะไรวะก็ปีนี้ดีกว่า มาสเตอร์ตัวเกียว ตัวร้ายของเขา
Champions, we bombed out. We didn't even get into playoffs. Lock in. We lost first round. It was like rock bottom. It was like a really big moment for all of us. So I think all of us really woke up.
We went from a team, everyone counted us down and out, and we became one of the best teams in the world. But there's always something to be better at. So having that sort of support behind me is just like undescribable.
before I joined PaperX, I was like really quiet and I was always like just doing my own thing. But now, I don't know, I just feel like I've grown a lot to become like a better person.
This core has been together for so long, but that big global trophy has always
Yeah.
But you gotta think this time around, this is their chance.
It's more than just trophies. You know, like we need to grow up as good people and we need to just have as much fun as we can.
It took a lot to get to where we are, so I want to be known as a hard-working team. But be free and have fun. That's what we're going to need to win the grand finals.
I give my heart and soul. I wear my heart on my sleeve no matter what, and I'm gonna give it my everything to beat PaperX.
If this is my real last tournament and I never come back, I'm just proud of everyone in my team for going through this journey with me. I hope the fans just remember like this era of PaperX. But if I win, I think it will be a really great ending for me.
The rest is history.
Just one more series to close out the year. History is going to be made no matter what happens. EG or PaperX will lift their first ever global trophy right here in the Kia Forum. And Mimi, you saw it in the trailer. You see what it means to the both of them. It is going to be a crazy and emotional series.
Both these teams have had a core that have been together for years, that have been grinding it out regionally, waiting for an opportunity. They've both been in a final before, had an opportunity to win a global trophy, but it eluded both these teams. And it's one more chance this year. It's the last game forging with this iteration of PaperX, and it's EG's last chance to complete their Cinderella run, to go from that team that no one expected to do anything to a team who could be the world champions.
That's the thing, it's the largest stage to try to get it done. That much more pressure, that much larger of an audience, that much more pomp and circumstance to get themselves up here onto this stage, into this moment. I can't imagine the pressure that these players have to be feeling coming into this one right now. We know that these are both teams that love to say it's all about having fun. We want to go up there, we want to have those good vibes. We want to just have fun and not let the pressure seep in.
เป็นแต่ทั้งคู่แหละ รอบของมาสเตอร์โตเกียวใช่ไหมก็ซิลไป1 รอบแล้วตอนนั้นโดนพนันติกกดยับเลยของทาง EG อ่ะโดนยับเลย
The similarities are honestly, you can't stop. These teams are so alike.
Yeah, let's talk about those two coaches, because you guys heard that when Alex and Potter walked out to this crowd, the cheers, the love that they received. I mean, for Potter especially, both of them used to play on the teams they currently coach, but a lot of people doubted her, Mimi. A lot of people criticized her, but she's answered back and she's proved why she's one of the best.
EG is now the team leading the meta in a lot of ways in this game. They are one of the best in the world, and Potter has been there since the beginning. She was playing on this team, like you mentioned, when EG was first signed, and she's been there, has made the hard choices, dedicated to cutting BCJ, to picking up Demon 1, to taking all these risks to get this team to the position they're in now. But it's the same case for the other side. Alex has had to make those tough decisions too.
Exactly. Alex has had to make all those same exact decisions, right? Getting rid of Bankai. That's the in-game leader of your team. You replace it with a star duelist.
A fan favorite too, yeah.
Yeah, and you let this star player take a duelist role over someone like Forsaken. I mean, that is a crazy decision that he made at that time. But look where he is now. He was so confident. And in addition to all that, they bring a stand-in Gecko in Tokyo and then still place third. I can't praise these two coaches enough, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they both have very similar styles, or at least very similar results when it comes down to trying to calm down their players and get them refocused on the game. Obviously, Alex a bit more emotive compared to Potter, who's widely just sitting there going, nice, and everything like that. Alex is slamming the desk. He's getting frustrated when they're not doing everything perfectly, but he knows how to slow things down. He knows how to pull them aside. I mean, there's a famous clip of him just taking something and saying, I want you to turn your brain off. And then he went into the very next next round, and they just swept the rest of that series. That is that connection that you have as a coach to your players that every single team would love to have.
Yes, and that's a strategic coach telling his player, go out there swinging, right? I want you playing a grindy style that the other team is not ready for. You have the skill. And I see that same stuff when I watch Potter. That's what makes these teams so amazing, is the coaches know how to innovate. They know how to create set plays, but they're also willing to relinquish all that control and give it back to the players.
Yeah, and I think for both these teams, it's that recovery aspect. It's coming back from so many doubts, from such bad starts to the year, to now making it here. Busto in the press conference the other day said that people might think that they're the villains, but that they've lost a lot. They got used to it. 2021, 2022, they did nothing but losing. But he said that being here in the grand finals of champions, going on this run with teammates, with the coach he's been with for years, it's a dream come true for him, especially in front of this crowd here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, the crowd, they're always behind EG every step of the way. But let's talk about the star players as well on each side. We got Demon One and something, yes, he missed out at Tokyo, but he could potentially lift a trophy in his first ever global event without losing a single series.
I mean, it would be nuts to just become a Royal Roader right off the rip, come into this thing as somebody who's playing around Japan, dominating, and then make the run all the way to grabbing that trophy. But Demon One would be a very similar story, obviously, on the opposite side. Both of these guys have had such explosive impact from the moment that they joined into their rosters. It's unprecedented how much of a different look we've seen from both of these squads. But you heard it from Jing there in the video ahead of this, saying we felt like we were just in a pit. We were at our rock bottom after our losses at Lock-In, at Champions last year. They weren't that team that hit their stride at Copenhagen, that made it to a grand finals. They were in a slump, and the addition of Demon One as well as something has just reinvigorated and reinvented both teams.
Really has, and yeah, they're both rookies. I mean, I feel like this final is for Rookie of the Year and the Champions title right now, which is absurd that these two teams have such impactful rookies. The fact that Demon One played Brimstone, played Astra throughout this run, in addition to these Star Duelist roles, he's been noticing he doesn't even like using the Operator, despite probably being the best one in our region right now. He is a very special player that Potter just somehow knew to bring into this team.
And what's insane as well is that every single global tournament, we talk about history, we talk about going back for those first two champions, every Masters tournament before this, they were always just sitting at home, watching, aspiring to be there, to have that opportunity. I don't think either of them could have imagined they would be here this year. They get picked up partway through the season, join their team, and both of them go on this incredible run to make it here to the grand final for both of them in their rookie year.
Yeah, and they get to do it in front of this crowd. Yes, it is the home crowd for EG, but throughout this tournament, every single time Paper X have played, Seth, we've seen the fans turn up. We've seen them here with their jerseys, with their signs. They love this Paper.
นั่งฟังจนเชื่องเลยโจนั่งรอดูของไอ้นั่นอยู่รอดูแข่งแต่ยังไม่เริ่มชั่วโมงแล้วลูกนานจัง มาสัมผัสได้ว่ากำลังจะเริ่มแล้ว
PaperX were the first ones to pull off that reverse sweep to begin with. Split on the horizon. I do expect that this is going to be very PaperX favor, just given that EG haven't quite really figured things out in this map, but we'll see if they've made any changes.
Well, we were going to see right here, right now, in the Prime Gaming agent select.
Agent.
Yes, they have.
They have.
Wow,
ลายเดิม
on the jet into. I love it. They went back to their double
ไอ้เชี่ยลายเดียวกันเลย What the fuck อะไรวะเนี่ย
Demon 1 had been playing Astro
เฮ้ย
throughout this tournament. They had a 28% win rate on the defensive half. They're looking to turn that around.
And versus Loud, we saw that chamber composition get exploited. This is the comp that helped EG go on their run in Americas. They're excellent at it. You get Jajimo, one of the best raised players in the world, versus Jing. I think they're the two best in the world. And what a matchup to start us on.
I mean, we just have mirrored composition across the board between these two squads. It's going to come down to who pilots this the best. Obviously, EG with a little pivot. How warmed up are they going to be on this? I think there's still going to be some comfort there, so still some concerns for PaperX, but this is what they have been running for quite some time. For Jing, though, this is a final ride. This is a last dance. One more chance to try to lift the trophy. Can they start with the right foot forward and get this win here on Split?
The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. The agents are locked in, and we are ready for map 1 of the grand finals between EG and
มาดูแข่งรอบแชมเปี้ยนกันไฟนอลไงดึกๆมาดูรอบแชมเปี้ยนมาดูศึกรอบชิงแกรนด์ไฟนอล
Some of the best fucking Valorant we have ever seen. This final is nuts. PaperX, last chance to dance form, right? Jing about to have to step away, but he could leave his mark in the scene. And EG, the ultimate Cinderellas.
Absolutely, and actually an opportunity to really capture the villain arc. Deny Jing the final exit in Valorant with a trophy.
ตอนนี้เป็นยังไงสถานการณ์ตอนนี้ยังไม่เริ่มสถานการณ์ตอนนี้คือยังไม่เริ่มกำลังจะเริ่มแล้วแบบเธอ
But they've changed. They've adjusted. They've come in with a different comp, and we are right into things. No messing around. It'll be PaperX on the attack, EG on the defense, and this is going to be a marathon of a game.
Initial tag comes through. Actually, Boostio are going to need a little bit of damage here, but gets healed up as he sits inside the cloud.
ผมติงผมก่อนโดนคนแรกเอาโพสเกนเทรดมาแล้วก็ไปกิโมกับโพสเกนไปลาวายยิงคอมกลับมาเทรดกันไปเทรดกันมา 3-3 เท่าเดิมEG พาสีด้านเลือดว่ะมาอยู่ได้ยาวๆมาเลยโอ้จริงโดนจับไปแล้วโลแบบเลือดโลมากโอเคไปอีก2ได้ EG เราแรกเรา2ก็เรา2ถ้าไม่แบบสะดุดขาก็น่าจะได้ EG เหมือนเดิมถ้าไม่สะดุดขานะเพราะมันต่อจากเราเป็นพกไงมันต่อจากเป็นพกไปเลย
Obviously is that second layer of the B-side defense. Definitely something PaperX could potentially try to exploit.
They certainly could, and for me, my eyes throughout this series will be locked towards Com as well. Proven to be a big stage player, and there is no bigger stage now. For PaperX, we're looking at damage here. Sheriff's in hand, yes. A little bit of a test, and of course they're going to be walking into something unknown, right? They maybe expected EG to come out as they have
วันโดนไปแมตช์นึง
maybe had a chance of kicking off this best of 5 with a very
โอ้เห็นหมดเลยเห็นแบบเห็นทั้งตี้เลย
I'm close and personal here with the judge. Plenty of PaperX bodies on the other side. I think Doombot will reveal that. Forced away. Connects fully with Demon
บอลเล่นไปก่อนคนแรกผมติงได้เข้าแล้วโดนปืนพกซัมติงเก็บไปกิโมไปเก็บดาวายมาอีกนึงบอลเล่นเก็บดากิโมไปแล้วพอมไหลขึ้นมาจากทางด้านล่างโดน คอมเอาไปเติร์นลูดร้อยไม่ตัดปืนไปหลังก็บอกเลยนะเว้ย
Damage done here by the Sheriffs. See something desperate to try and make a play happen with the Guardian. Just actually perfect timing inside the smoke there, just to remove that threat. An explosive start, no surprises there, especially with the comp change. Jorgum actually one away.
แบบนี้แหละสปิดเป็นแบบที่เลือกมาเองเลยนะ
have a really good idea of how they want to approach at least this round, right? It is the bonus, so whatever's left in the EG pocket, they're going to bring back in. So the Guardian, the Stinger, and the Judge are still into play, but it's not a great deal.
Okay,
nice idea. Win this cleanly. Opting for the A site as their eventual goal on the attack, they're going to get the plant pretty much unscathed. As we noted, EG
แบบยึดแล้วยึดเลยเฮ้ย EG ถอยออกไปเลยดีกว่าจะรอรีเทคโอเคด้านในมีแค่โฟลักเคนคนเดียวอย่าเรียบร้อยเฮ้ยจิกเก็บคอมไปบูสเตอร์เทรดจริงเก็บเฮ้ยจริงเก็บเป็น3แล้วโอ้โดนระเบิดโอ้เหลือ something หมดเรียบร้อยเนี่ยยิงกระโดดเก็บไป3เมื่อกี้โอ้1 2 3ทำจริงเก็บตรงนี้ไปแล้วก็มาตรงนี้ตัวนึง
Get shut down. Something one away from the Blade Storm already. I was looking at the showstopper that did come out in the last round from Jorgamo.
Quickly
up ramp here. Inside the gravity. The flash will pave the way here.
Bye.
So initially just a little bit of a fake here to feign some aggression towards A site. 3 members of EG in position, but Trailblazer will finally noting.
เข้าไว้เหรอไม่ใช่ไมฟิกมันสโมไปตรงนู้นเลยเฟกแหละโอ้ซัมติงไม่ได้มองอยู่เมื่อกี้ไปอ่ะเจอโผล่มาโอ้บานไม่ขาวหมดเหรอเมื่อกี้ยังไงโอ้ชนโอ้โดนเราไว้เก็บแล้วเคนกลับมาเราบูเซียวคนเดียวละโอ้โดนบายโดนยิงไม่ตายโอ้ซ้ายทั้งขวาเลย2-2แล้ว
happy to try and initiate some sort of aggression that wants to be the aggressors towards PaperX
แล้วเคนตรงนี้
It could be something that has been alluded to. Busio was saying
โคตรคอมโบคำเจ้าโอ้จัดโผล่เป็นการโผล่แบบโผล่ออกมาทีละมุมอ่ะถ้าเมื่อกี้คือถ้าดาวไวไม่ได้ฟอนตักเคนก็จะเข้าทางด้านหลังต่อเพราะฟอนตักเคนไหลเข้าไปแล้วโอ้จริงเก็บบูซิโอไปแล้วนะโอ้บักอีจริงกระโดดขึ้นมาโอเคเพื่อนเทรดมาแล้วโอนต่อเหลือคอมคนเดียวทุกอย่างมันไวมากไวจัดเลยบายมาเช็คเจออีก เรียบร้อยโดนแน่
The threat, Com, a 1 in 3 chance to convert a clutch situation, but
บายมาเจอคอมอยู่ทาวเวอร์
feels a little out of reach.
เป็นอยู่ทาวเวอร์ชัวร์ชัวร์
Here, if you find
จะยิง
Forsaken,
ใช้ใหญ่ดีรู้แน่แน่รู้แน่แน่
the lowest funds on Paper X.
มาเชล
Doesn't like he's going to make an honest go of things here, and Paper X should be able to.
เป็นแบบระวังตัวจัดเลย
Jorgamo, though, making that
เวลาไม่รอแล้วนะครับ
He's keeping dangerous, but Paper X
เวลาเราไม่หมดแล้วนะครับ เวลาไม่พอแล้วนะครับ
suits Paper X in their playstyle. They'll take a brawl.
โอ้ไปหมดแล้ว
Never turn that down.
ไม่ทัน
Behave, get at Com.
None of that.
Relax.
None of that today.
Relax.
โอ้โดนคอร์เคนมาเฟกไป2 กระบอก
Mind freak Forsaken. They fall into the spike. Something's got his blade storm, so not going to matter too much. But
มันเข้ามาตัดเปิดเลยนะ
as well. So both ultimates that will offset the second.
คุณซอยจากจิโม่กลับให้2 คนแล้วนะแต่ซัมติงไปตอนซัมติงดัดเข้ามาแล้วก็โดนลูกซองดักด้านหน้า
You're looking at the ult zone, Mike. EG having 3 just on the cusp, 1 away for Ethan, Busio, and Com, and also obviously Jorgamo and Demon have theirs ready. On the other side, some very impactful ults as well. So this could be a high value round. Jing is making
โดนซอมเบอร์กระโดดมาหยงมาเลย
leading the way towards B.
ผู้ในไซส์เชียร์จัด
They're gonna have to respect this. They have to sit deep.
They posted it as well. Com already very early exploration down mid here. But look at the minimap. Look how late.
ไม่เจ็บเท่าไหร่ไม่เจ็บเท่าไหร่แต่โดนอยู่
But look how aggressive Paper
เป็น
X
มัน
are
วัน
getting.
ตอน
They're
นี้
taking
คือ
CT space. They're
รอ
willing to
รอซัม
challenge
ติง
for every step that
เป็น
each
มาเรื่อง
one
ไง
wants
ครับ
to take. Demon One's got his work cut out here. You can see it. Judge round the corner.
โอ้
Bye
โดน
bye.
ก่อน
Demon One denies something. And
โอ้
does the
โอ้
dance.
อะไร
He's
โอ้
got
โห
Jing. And now Jorgamo pop with the ult.
อย่าโดนแล้ว
That's his.
โดนอีก
Sweep it through the site. It's Forsaken
วอลแบง
and
วอลแบง
standing in a 2v4. Divide still at play. And Divide
ดีว่า
shows
มา
his
เกือบ
hand.
วินาทีโอ้โดนเกลี้ยง
EG back in business.
What a
โอ้
phenomenal
เมื่อกี้
retake by EG.
เดมอน
This
วัน
aggression is all
เดมอนวัน
tailor-made
ฉากตรงนั้น
to Divide, to force
สุด
EG deeper into spawn, slow things down, but Demon One paying no respect. It's another round. The things that Bustio's alluding to. Don't want to give Paper X the time, the comfort to be
ไม่มี
aggressive.
ฉากเล่นกำแพงตรงนั้นเหรอโอ้
He's on a solo mission here, by the
เฮี
way.
ยฉากนี้ไม่ขึ้นคล้องเมื่อกี้
There's a judge there,
Yes.
and then Jing is the second player behind that.
That felt almost unbreakable, that positioning, but we go back in. It's going to be maybe an initial start here for Demon One.
แล้วเอาละ
Investing the knives straight away. The flash could encourage. See how he plays this one
ตา
out.
วายเปิดหมาดอนวิ่ง
Receiving most of the contact to this, but there is presence in middle. Paper X want to take space here.
โอ้จริงเจอที่ทาวเวอร์คนนึง
This will be the round win that actually gets the operator in hand for Demon One as well. You see
จริง
he's
เจอคอม
saving through with the blade storm.
มาแล้ว
Say that on the back of contact elsewhere, they've kind of loosened this hold on a site.
Yeah, Ethan's drifting away, and you can see the Paper X are starting to stack up. You've got 5 pretty much presence
นิ่มเลย
in the hands of, well, I mean, some dangerous
โอ้
players. Jorgamo, one of
เจ
them.
กิโม่กับ
First
จริง
casualty, caught Jing. Pain shell denies
โด
any
น
space coming
ไปต่อ
directly towards the site, but it kind of plays
แล้ว
it
ลอย
deep.
ลอยมาแล้วลอยมาแล้วบินลง
Is
ลอย
the next
สูงๆเลย
target focus for Paper X.
Seekers go through.
แล้วยำตุ้มติมยมติมตุ้มติมโคตรดัง
Shouldering at the bit.
He wants in.
To get involved,
โอ้
and he does something
ไปแล้ว
more.
ซัมติงหนึ่ง
Tried to go for the follow-up, but Paper X, as said, will always be ready to fight. Jorgamo goes
เดมอนวันเปิดอันติเก็บทางจริงมาได้ตัวหนึ่ง
always going to be happy for Paper X. They'll take this. They brought it down to a 3v3.
Indeed, they've got options here, but Bustio still in a position to cut off the rotation. Forsaken. Battered and bruised will find the plant regardless.
Yeah, they've,
Tag onto Com as well, down to 15 HP. Has to get healed up.
yeah, they fought for that space
ตา
hard.
วาย
Heaven still held.
โอ้ทาวเวอร์คุมทาวเวอร์
Timing on that, but Mind Freak on the
โอ้
bailout.
เทรดเทรดจริง
Gets his
หมด
third.
จริง
Paper X
3 โพสกิน
challenge these boys in a
โพ
brawl.
สกินเก็บไป 3
Lethal.
เฮ้ยโพสกินออกมาฟิกวะ
Okay from Mind Freak.
โพสกินโพสกิน
What's his signature move this event?
Yeah.
Find Paper X a 4-3 lead here.
ไอฟิกโทษดูผิดคน
Beautiful stuff, but I gotta say, I come back to the same point.
ตาฉันลายหรือไงกันครับผม
A couple of times now, the flash out from screens and the satchel from elbow, but Evil Geniuses are happy to go toe to toe. They don't just want to take a beating. They don't want to sit back and let PaperX execute on them. And whether or not Demon One is
ตาคิโมคิว13ตาย5 S
to that.
เดียวท่าแบบนี้เหรอ
It's obviously harder on this side.
Yes, and it's such a double-edged sword in my mind. It's like, okay, do we play into what
4 ต่อ 3แล้ว
we back ourselves
ตรงไหนอะที่ทำเอาใจได้เข้าใจได้
retake potentially, but it's not easy, and it looks like EG
แหละเพราะว่า
congratulations
ตั้งแต่
in the breaks a little bit
ตั้งแต่แพ้ PRF ตอนนั้นมาก็แพ้ติดกันเลยดีกว่าใช่ไหมโอ้ยเน็ตไปบอลเล่นหรือไปบอลแล้วตอนเด็กเป็นบอลเน็ตโอ้ไม่ได้
to allow Potter to have that conversation.
Yeah, and I think the key thing to note here is
คือมันจะมีคนอินเทอร์เน็ตไปเกิดหนึ่งอัตรา
I think we have seen the peak.
เป็นจะนั่งดูเป็นนอนดูได้ไหมแล้วสตรีมนี่ชื่ออะไรนะ
To achieve that versus something or versus PaperX as a whole, to be honest, outside of the head-to-head. Again, you talk about it, they are just the masters of mayhem. All 5 of these members on PaperX.
คุณที่ว่าถ้านอนดูแล้วเราจะหลับหรือเปล่านี่สิอินเทอร์เน็ตไปขีด1ฮะโคตรสุดโอ้จีซัสโย่ทันเขย่าโอ้ปีจีอินเทอร์เน็ตไฮ
Fires are going to be horrifically hard to break.
เกือบไม่ทัน
What can EG do with this? Ethan got a flash.
With the spread here, it's a real question. Actually, that's going good. Demons One found one.
Okay, it's just down the one in the pit. He's diving head
จอเฮียทำเอามาอินเทอร์เน็ตกูดับเปิดไปอีกทีอีจีเอาชนะไปแล้วว่าตกปักมาถึงราวนี้นะ
Spreading as deep as it does towards CT, whether or not anybody's pushed all the way out, especially after Mind Freak.
อะไรครับเนี่ย
Another beautifully executed retake here from EG.
I want to watch this again. Again, that's the start. Oh, that's nice. But the end here, this was the kind of almost off-kilter pickup, and yeah, fair enough. I guess Ethan just dives in. It's scrappy from EG, but again, they have changed this comp back to this look, right? It's not what they were running this event, so you can't expect consistency.
โอ้ยอยากเปลี่ยนและชื่อและสตรีมเป็นนอนดูมากวัวหลับที่
Bringing out the big green. Looking to find his first victim. He's working up towards middle, but it's Ethan to feel
พวกกระโดดยองๆมา
to begin with. They're not going to stop on this.
มาไป
I think with the early round indicators here, they're not necessarily expecting an operator, so EG to remain very diligent here.
บอลเกนเปิดบอลแล้วโดนคน
Already crossed though. Not been hindered. Forsaken seems so aware of the possibility, but he's got to be really careful. That is
จากกีโบโอ้โดนจากกีโบโดนเจ็บ
breaks his wrist to find Jorgamo with it looked
แต่
like ease.
บอลเกนก็โลเหมือนกัน
But now this is the operator.
เฮ้ยใครยิงบอลเกนได้ด้วยนะประเด็น
Came off the angle, Lauren. No,
เอ้ย
confirmation there now.
จริงเปิดออฟเหรอ
Should play this a little safer as I say that. It's starting to explore towards B
เอา
main.
วะ
This could be
ดูรอดูออฟซัมติงดีกว่า
But look at the
do
little
off
site
something.
EG have to play with. PaperX do have You know, the green light to go, the flash, fantastic, put into motion as something's going to claim that. Demon 1 now, outdone, something happening around here, making up for that little bit of a miss earlier on.
30 seconds left.
Does wonders once he got to the site, and the other two players for EG just want these weapons.
Absolutely, going to try and hold on to things. Jorgamo, Ethan and Demon 1 struggling financially.
โอ้โทษลืม
Opened up.
แล้วเปิดจากยันมันดับ
I mean, the snap from Forsaken.
โทษลืม
By the way, and he got a shot off. Somehow only leaving Forsaken at 14 HP.
โอ้รอโอ้ย
Taking the lead here.
รอรีเทคใช่ไหมล่ะ
But like I said, it's
ไม่ใช่แบบ
crucial
รอ
here
แบบ
that
รอตอนโรเทต
kind of figured out the right.
แต่เขาไปแล้วเปล่า
Like I said, with Paperx desperately trying to create a little bit of pressure towards A. I mean, you see what the byproduct is. Colin Lucio actually go exploring on B main. They're trying to force somebody to peek into mid.
Yeah.
Create an opportunity elsewhere on the map just by showing a little bit of presence. Obviously, it's difficult for Ethan on the other side to really send out any utility to.
เห็นนะเว้ยคนที่ไปยืนอยู่สปาฝั่งไอ้แขกเห็นหน้าฉันเห็นเธอนะคอมฉันเห็นเธอนะ
Back of your mind, but again, they did get that operator back. You're starting to see the money not fully stabilized, but in a far better spot for PaperX than it is EG. So they should start carving away at this. And you can see maybe they're aware of the intent here. PaperX waiting this out, not falling.
ไม่ได้ไม่จับแจมไม่ถึง
catch and should give away the game. Jorgmo he's still alive.
What? Got two.
That's a classic. That's a classic, and he's found two. That's obscene. But now it's down to Ethan and Demon 1. Sheriff and a
เอา3-2แล้วไปแวะไปกินน้ำแป๊บเดียวโอ้เฮียเดมอนวันเอาอะไรไปนะเมื่อกี้ทำจริงกำลังบินอยู่ไม่อย่าเรียกบินเลยเรียกกระโดดยุ่มย้ำโดนเดมอนวันเอาเชอริฟเป่าหัวแม็กเดียวขาดติ้นเลยโอ้what
but it's still around PaperX. All of these I feel are going to be like this, right? Such violent delights when we watch, but PaperX now chipping away and creating a little bit of space on the board here. 6 rounds
เมื่อกี้โอ้ยเฮียบอกเลย
They're starting to stabilize into the game, but I feel it's going to be this high octane form all the way through.
เขารอว่ากันแล้ว
You better be careful.
Well, just on that point, though, you're saying you're expecting this, but for PaperX, this is sustainable, right? For EG, is it? That's the question. Can they really commit to this sort of play style? Because this is playing into a PaperX style series.
Yes, it certainly is. So Divide going to go through, a little bit of a scrap over towards A, but it's kept 4 players here. You've got Forsaken commanding the attention of 4, and this now all falls to Boostio. He's calling for support, he's calling for help. Can he slow down the roll? He's trying to. All that utility he's investing is just trying to buy seconds. Rotations in, they're backing away.
No way. I mean, how much space is Forsaken getting?
คนจะขึ้นไหลเข้าไปแล้วแต่ยังมีอีธานอยู่หลบไปหมดเรียบร้อยปลายเจอตรงนี้
Jorgamo is here with a showstopper. Forsaken, yes, has the sight, but look at the space that Jorgamo's taking. This is going to be so deadly.
He's ready to just
ดมมก
Here it comes. It's all about timing. Busio's taking away something. They're on the site. Jorgamo sends it. Post it doesn't get it.
โดนเจ็บไปฟลิกไปดาวายเทรดมาได้
Now maybe they can plant. This has been once again a mental round, but a 3v2. Demon 1 and Boostio. Boostio's still making his way over, but Demon 1
จริงอยู่
hasn't left
โดนคิวพอดีทามมิ่งจัด
is divine, and
โดน
that is perfection from
หมด
PaperX.
นี่
And this is the sort of thing when I talk about sustainability. Can EG constantly come up with this? The troubleshooting on the fly, problem solving. It doesn't even really fall to Boostio. It falls to these individuals on EG to make the right decisions.
มาทาง PRX จัด
Perfect example, Jorgamo there with a showstopper. Again, what do you choose?
There is no clear choice about Sophie's choice, if anything, but now we're looking at the Seekers being there for Forsaken. That could be right off the rip, but it looks like they want to go head first into this. EG, are you going to try and stand and fight this Demon 1? Going to be forced off.
แล้วเปิดอันติไล่มาเลย
Springboard quickly, spam gonna connect, and that's a problem for Demon One. Falls away on 42. You can see, yes, damage to something on the other side. That pain shell could become pivotal.
ทางคีโมตำลูกตะกั่วเอาไว้เก็บไปแล้ว
No harm, no foul just yet. Paperex get themselves ramp control. EG still in control of the site itself. Again, device set up to try and catch an overpeak elsewhere, something alongside him in mid. Paperex have been given access to vents actually, so a very easy opportunity here to regroup.
Paperex waiting for someone to play into this. The pivot's happening. Straight through middle.
ไหลเข้ามิด
Back towards B.
ไหลเข้ามามิด3 คน 4
It's gonna connect for Com. Tries to slow it down
4
himself.
คนไหลมาหมดทั้งตี้เรียบร้อยโฟลเกนเก็บเก็บคมเก็บบูเซียวไปแล้ว 4 ต่อ 5 ต่อ 3
Snakebite to slow things down here. Jing still
ต้องจริงใจอยู่ตรงนี้
get aggressive. 1 kill away from
โอ้
the shot here, but the
โอ้
flash is perfect.
สกิลจ่ายสวยจัด
But he's shut down by Forsaken.
เรียบร้อยโฟลเกนเทรดมาได้หมดเรียบร้อย
rounds for Paperex on this half. 4 for EG.
A little bit of comfort for Paperex found in the latter half.
โอ้ช็อตนั้นกระโดดมายิง
The opening here on split. Like I said, there was resistance shown here by EG, showing that they're happy to go toe to toe.
ทำได้เสร็จจัดเลย
Paperex get a feel for it, a read on the game, how these rounds are playing out. In this sort of place, that's where you expect them to
อะไร
excel.
นะแตกกินเหรอฮาล์ฟไทม์แล้วครึ่งเวลาครึ่งแรกไปแล้วเด้อเวลาครึ่งแรกไปแล้วเด้อผ่านเวลาครึ่งแรกไปแล้ว
To the double duelist comp was a good idea. It's a lot more comfortable for them, and they showed this early on with some of these flood retakes. This round was entirely Jojimo and Demon One working together to win things out on the retake. We saw throughout the half how strong these two players were. It really was just these heroic moments that were winning rounds for EG.
Yeah, and this brought them at 3 rounds, Mimi, out of their 4. It was 3-3. The only other round they got was that Viper's Pit round where I think they got a little bit fortunate to win that 2-on-2, Seth.
Don't be hitting me
trying to get around the pillar, but the timing comes in. Demon One manages to nail the shots and takes him out. I mean, this is a fantastic display here. I think the real high-speed moment is just the build time on Showstoppers, because the guy had these so rapidly, 2 within the first 6 rounds. This was an incredible one for them, but it started getting away from them. Last time they played against each other, they did play Fracture. Last time they played against each other on split. It was an 8-4 half on the side of EG on the defending half. They started off really strongly. This time, not so much.
Yeah, and I think it's especially impressive because I don't feel like the Star Duelist players for Paperex have had nearly as impressive a start to this game. They tend to take a little bit of time to warm up, especially for something. And while there were great moments in that half, I was more impressed with the consistency, with the Paperex site hit finding success, and as well as that, in these late rounds, the clutches that continue to be excellent from Mindfreak.
Well, Paperex, they have the momentum here, but let's see what
เว
things
ลาของกำเนิดฮีโร่แล้วล่ะ
unfold as we switch
ทางฝั่ง
half back
EG
to you, Pansy and Hypok.
อยาก
Thank you, and yeah,
โคตรอยากลงไปนอน
This is a fantastic start for Paperex. They've done what's required. They've got that first real half under their belt. You can see the succession of rounds is near on a streak. There was a couple that offset it for EG, but EG were in the fight. But I think you said it right. Do they have the ability to continue at this pace? Because Paperex aren't going to slow down.
Definitely not. No matter how proactive they like to get on the defense as well. EG though stacked up. As 4 into B main. It's just Com disconnected here, no surprises. This is just a post-demon one up here. They're actually going to regroup to mid.
Okay, let's put something on the chopping block, and that wide step out has got him dead. Big start for EG there, no chance of a trade and still above a minute.
Did spot multiple though. Problem being, Paperex still holding on to utility here for a contact play in B main. Well, the timing is absolutely devastating.
That's heartbreak. Oh my god, EG. You couldn't ask for a better beginning. Forsaken could maybe do some damage though. Good flash, and he tries to look his next step towards the other side of pillar. Catch someone on the push-up, and he's trying to do damage, but it's just not landing. EG swarm the site. They should have enough for a plant here. Divine looking to maybe get a little ahead of that. No. Does he want the smoke? Yes, he does, and it doesn't matter. EG with a pistol under the belt here. Gonna get themselves a chance to close that
เปิด
score.
มาแบบแค่ไปก่อนตอน
There's a
แร
couple
ก
of heartbreaking moments, split seconds, deciding this. The overstep here from something dash bombed.
ดูสิโป๊ะ
Chance
โป๊ะ
to retreat from that, but
เข้ามาเติม
we just slipping into Astral form at
ตอดอย่างดี
the worst possible time. EG pounce on the opportunity. A pistol round on the board here.
And I've got to say as well, just a side note, almost sidebar, Jorgamo is having
He's nearly on 20 kills.
He's
Yeah.
having a game. Looking like Jing wants to get himself working towards that showstopper nice and early. And a pace change for EG after a very slow, meticulous start to the pistol. They've shifted gear a little, looking to try and test or at least posture towards middle at the very beginning, taking over towards the top side of things. To
โอ้เม็ดเดียวโอ้โอ้เหี้ยเดมอนวัน เปิดร่างทองเลยครับพี่
Just ridiculous to watch him in certain situations. Sure, anti-eco, I don't care. It's so clean.
วาละเม็ด
This was the map that gave him the title of the new King of Hell, and you might be seeing it again. The guy's aim is off the charts. Come, gonna find something.
เรียบ
A mind freak. Well, he's in spawn, so.
โดนมาถึงเน็ตกว่าโดนแล้วเนี่ยเฮ้ยอินเทอร์เน็ตมีเฮ้ยโยลูกอีกแล้ว
That's quite a ways away. Looking to potentially get the plant. Yeah, going to be building up the showstopper again with the plant coming through here. Just still being careful in case.
โอ้จะเชื่ออินเทอร์เน็ตฉันตั้งไมค์ไว้ตรงนี้แหละนอนเน็ตฉันหาย The fuck เกิดอะไรขึ้นอินเทอร์เน็ตแบบหมุนไปแล้วเหรอสตรีมยังอยู่นะแป๊บนะ
There was someone waiting behind those screens, but Com all too aware. You don't get to flank the flanker. Com's going to find him. Prime Gaming flawless. Moving forward, and Demon 1 warming up. Have to fight for them. Jing looking like the timing's right. Yes, it is. Safe pair of hands. Vapor X weather the storm here. And leave Demon 1 out to sea. 6-9. Vapor X picking back up now.
Forsaken's going to struggle in terms of the purchase here. See how things. Actually, yeah, Jing forfeiting shield or something else along the way to get Forsaken a rifle in hand. We noted it, Demon 1 up to 15 kills now. Blade Storm online for him. EG maybe looking to pop once again towards ramps.
กระโดดมาแล้ว
Be careful, you can see a little bit of traps in there. Demon 1 caught a pixel out of place, but no. Paper X keep themselves safe.
ไม่โดดสุดนะ
Towards heaven, they allow the access to the site. When do they fight back?
จริงจริงโดดสุดจะขึ้นเล็มยาวๆไปแล้วก็โดดตีนลงสองลำทางขึ้นเตาเลยโอ้โหวอลเคนโ โอ้เชี่ย
Gets him up to 8 with 2
โอ้
in
ลาย
this
มัน
round.
ก็เป๊ะ
And now the 3, something divine, Mind Freak, where are they? 2 towards heaven, 1 towards CT, and a messy engagement gives Boostio
โอ้
the
บู
third.
ซิโอกับไป
Now
3
it's
แล้ว
Mind Freak. Now it's something, and Boosty wanted the
โอ้
ace, he ain't
something
gonna
กั
get
บ
it. But there's the
เอ๊ะ
denial of Mind
ทำอะไร
Freak.
ฟรีก
Something, it might be
แล้วก็
time to back away.
โดน
It's another round
เอ๊ะ
that's just
something คน
decided
เดียว
by a split
1 ต่อ
second.
3
Timing on that one.
Yeah,
น่า
Forsaken
จะ
is
เซฟแห
holding
ละ ตรง
backside
อย่าง
towards
นี้
Spawn.
ทำปิงเซฟอยู่ชั
Initially,
วร์
because nobody's shouldering the angle from either side. The kill comes through onto the site, and they think that they've got a little bit of room to play with.
Yeah.
Problem being, there's no
ทำมา
there's
แล้ว
no there coming from screens or from heaven at the same
มัน
time.
กลายเป็นสปิดฝั่งบุก
Follow through on that initial kill onto site.
สปิดเป็นแมปบุก
And I'm a little bit nervous to say it, but I'll start nonetheless.
นี่ตรงนี้เข้าลายพอดีเป๊ะเลยยืนเรียงกันเลย
From EG. We just had that round. Yes, timing, but Boostio's
I
there.
come back to the same
Yep.
thing. This isn't where we think about evil geniuses in terms of sustainability. In terms
อยาก
of
ดูหน้าโคดาเล็ก
consistency.
สุดๆตอนนี้
This is playing to the strength of paper.
ตรงออกแน่
We're looking at a 9-7 scoreline.
Respectable.
This is what they love to do.
Oh, they'll do this all day long. There's no stopping them on it. But can they get chaotic in a round like this when the buy is far from perfect? Ethan already going to take away Forsaken from the equation and open up the map. Now it looks like the extremities are going to be Paper X's focus. Right? Start trying to take a little look towards A. Didn't find anything initially, but B main they're getting a little bit more invested. Something wants to work towards the ult. 1 off now. And Heaven, the exchange.
What won't catch. Jing actually trying to get ahead of the curve here. Might even catch her, and yes, he does. Jorgamo gets off a little bit of damage.
Massive. And they're going to read into
Kill.
this.
Yeah.
This seems very indicative of that A hit coming through. So your call's going to be made. Divide has to try and do something. This Guardian, I mean, they're trying to make it work on very little in this regard. Jing going to back away. But it's stalled out EG.
1 kill from the showstopper, though, if Jing finds another. Already set up here, but
there
it
is.
That's a showstopper in the back pocket here. Reset on the paint shells. Right, EG is scrambling to try and find a rotation. Mind Freak is positioned towards Evan. Down to 10 HP, has something in close proximity here already. Paperx, they're rotating ahead of this, Lauren.
Yeah, they're matching him step by step. You're not going to get an easy fight. Mind Freak, how does he play this? 10 HP. He's got to be... Yeah, he doesn't have the chance on it. Seeker's now going to pop on through. It's going to reveal there are presence towards Heaven. Demon 1 turns around, takes him down. Something's gone. And now for the fall. Oh my god!
เดมอนดันมาดันโอ้เหี้ยกระโดดลอยหลบระเบิด
He's going to get the plant down and now Divide.
เหี้ย
This is so much to ask of one man. Is there an
แล้ว
upgrade
โดย
around?
เราต่อไวตัวคลัส
Find it on the corpse of a fallen foe. Waiting towards that drop. There's already a player.
So 5 bullets in it. Has to reload.
Demon
ก็รู้แล้วลูกว่าอยู่ที่ตีน
Yeah, Comms definitely relayed this information. You can see the pings coming through. Divine now at a crossroads, a dilemma how to approach.
He's got to give it a go. And it's Com. Gonna find Divide.
8 ต่อ 9ผมเบรกเลยโคตรเล็กตามเอาด่วนเลยทุย3 แมตช์ติดเลยนะ
They were getting ground down.
But Demon 1, but just the presence of mind here as well when the clock's running this low, he dips into this cloud burst to find the first. Something falls. Hits the up to avoid the showstopper. I mean, these rounds are just ridiculous. I have to imagine Potter is absolutely tearing her hair out right now. Because all the structure, all the discipline he's brought to this team now. You have to throw the rulebook out the window.
I feel like they almost started on that though. This map may not be a gimme, but it's going to be one of those where you've got to know this was going to come out, right? You knew the Vita was going to look like this. That last composition, the chamber wasn't looking good, it wasn't working. The Astro with Demon 1 didn't look as comfortable. So they went for a risk, right? High risk and potentially a high reward. Rolling it back, I don't know how much time they've had playing this comp as of late. So again, you look to it and you think, okay, you roll the dice. But now your big hitters, well, they're hitting. Jorgamo and Demon 1. Now on the other side of things, this hasn't been the perfect start to the second half here. The scoreline nearly closed up at 8-9. Only 1 round so far for Paper X, but they're back on the bye. They have some big ults to play with. 1 off the divide. They're very close here to well, it could be a very deadly round.
Things as easy once again stacked up, maybe in the same sort of position to get Demon 1 posted here. See a very quick
PG ไปเยอะมาก
kept honest here in the opener. But Paper X on red alert towards mid here because I said previously EG did this.
ฟูลบายของทั้งสองทีมเราฟูลบาย
elsewhere. Oh my god.
โอ้เดมอนวันเอาไว้ก่อนเลยเฮ้ย
This creature has escaped hell to wreak havoc on this server. This is mental. I ain't seen that mid-round. End around, sure. This guy is ensuring death wherever he goes, but still, it's only the first pick. Mind Freak gone, and that has to cause a reaction from Paper X. They have to be dealing with the fact that B is pretty much open. But for now, they prioritize middle. They're looking for Ethan, who walks away barely breathing on 6 HP. But the pace changed towards B. They want in, and Jorgamo going to lead the way. Comms claimed Forsaken on the other side of the map. They're winning out everywhere. The big swing factor may be Devi here, but look who's waiting. Demon goes down. Ethan on the trade. But now timing is everything. Denied the initial plot. Can they find any more ways to cause problems? Something wants to. The spray, the shot, and the dunk. But it's Booster to find Jing, and it's all on something. In a 1v4, this is brutal. Ethan to the left. Free to the right, he's got the first. Looks towards heaven. Tries to snap back around. 7 HP ain't enough. EG tying this up at 9.
เรียบร้อยกลับมา9แล้วฟูลบายก็เอาไป
Just wild. Some of these rounds to watch back. This is just so clean to find this headshot. I think the desk is going to be working overtime today. We're taking a beating some of these rounds because some of them are they're very frustrating for somebody to sit back and watch in terms of the intention, I guess, that both teams have in certain situations, and then the outcome. I mean, even there, like Comms killing Forsaken behind him. Like,
well, something wants to try and be the difference maker to this. Wants to isolate Comm, and he has. Clean and decisive start. Half the map's won out by Paper X, and they're winning out towards middle. Couldn't quite outdo Demon 1. That was only a stinger, but fantastic work considering what they brought into this round.
Oh, Divine reset there with the stinger. Boostio walking back into the Blade Storm. Something. Sleeping, maybe a mini-map moment there.
Could be.
ถึงไม่ลั่นเลยวันนี้ไม่ลั่นเลย
towards A site.
It's waving the flag, right? Paper X have to respond. They have to draw points over this. Yes, they can leave one. I think that's just Mind Freak on top.
Something ไม่ตื่นเลยครับ
It's Forsaken who's the big player in this. Yes, the paint shell could be pivotal. Yes, all of the blast packs could do well, and they have. Forsaken makes the most of it. Boosty on the trade, but still. It's a 2v2, and James and caution being shown by EG. They're aware. They're so aware, and he's down on 4. Hemorrhaging blood. He's been deleted by Demon 1, and now Mind Freak. Possibility, yes, in the HB. The timing's everything.
He's got to find this first kill. Boostio.
On a platter. It's not worked.
He's so low though.
Oh, he's gone away. 10 HP. 28 in total for EG. This is doable. Couldn't quite connect on either of that. How does he close the gap now? Boostio's gone down. He was expecting to swing. Demon 1.
Yeah, 5 HP สกิลก็โตยแล้วพี่
4 bullets. Oh, Demon 1 breaks their hearts
เรียบ
again.
ร้อย
Double digits lead taken.
He'll take the fight. He doesn't care. Take the warnings.
Are putting on an absolute show in the second half. Just one round for Paper X. And it's round 3 when they come in at such a huge disadvantage.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
And I'll change up a little bit. I was talking about it being concerning in terms of sustainability. EG are going to be brimming with confidence at winning some of these rounds.
เป็นไปเยอะมากเลย โอ้ยต้นควันโคตรลั่นสุดๆเขาพอจะจัดแล้วที่จะลงมา
Just going to put the showstopper in towards heaven, secure a second for the plant, and it's on the floor from Paper X to try and bring this in. That operator not having a chance to rattle off even a shot.
Paper X have to get a move on though. Time already passing by.
เอาจัดเลยพี่
Plenty of utility.
Oh my god. I was expecting it to be calm.
Yeah.
Well, it is boosty. But you're right, time is of the essence, and PaperX need to get a move on here. Try and face their demons. They've taken away Jorgamo. That's fantastic. Quick flash can't follow up, and now there's a chance.
พี่แกเอาจัดเลยตอนนี้
Open here for PaperX. Maybe this is the time they can break through. Maybe not. Demon One is out of this world.
อย่าแล้วนะ
This divide, the time is gone. He knows it. He can't change the outcome anymore.
เดี๋ยวมันคือเอาจัด
EG up to 11.
What a stark contrast as well to how this map started.
เทพจะปู่ไม่กลับแล้วครับนั่น
We talked about him being on the brink of 20 kills. I think at that time, Demon 1 was on 6.
Something like that.
He's on 25 now. I mean, he just doesn't miss.
This was such a good opportunity for PaperX. I felt like once they crested Pillar, once they got close, once the knives were used up, that was a huge chance for them. Timeout is hit. PaperX need to come up with a plan. Alex is
จะใช้ตอนนี้แล้วจะใช้ตอนไหน
This was never meant to be the start of this. In a best of 5, the team coming in from the lowest rarely wins like this. 2 out of the 5 times we've seen this scenario, that's all that you could imagine could be done, right? 2 times out of the 5 we've seen lower bracket teams be able to convert those wins because the veto is so heavily favored normally towards a team from the upper side. PaperX came in with a targeted first map, and it might be slipping through their fingers.
I mean, it's a real concern, actually, because I know Sean was saying what he'd love to see in terms of the best of 5, but I feel like this is a little front-loaded for EG. The win conditions for me lie with PaperX at the start of this veto.
I agree.
Pearl, for me, is a bit of a 50-50, depending on the comp change, sure, but PaperX have looked flawless with the Phoenix there.
Absolutely.
ปิดหัว
For this to, I guess, trend the way you'd expect it to, this starts with a PaperX win on split. EG already defying that.
มันคือลั่นไป
11 to 9. A desperate time out there for PaperX. Hopefully a plan has been made to handle EG and, well, specifically this one, Demon 1. And a chance, and he's been dealt with. Perfect beginnings for something. Isolate and conquer. Giving them the man advantage for the first time in what feels like a while.
What doesn't cast, but Boostio already way ahead of this, and hard clears something. The headshot on the fade away, bring it to a 4v4 now.
มุมซัดได้ปกติเขาไม่เช็คมุมนั้นกันไม่มีใครเช็ค
The Seekers, yes, went towards B. You can see how quickly those rotations are coming in. Jing is already towards CT side. Forsaken is on the side, but it's a Bulldog, and it's a Judge. Far from perfect. Oh, and Boostio just slides right between them. A follow-up? No. Jing trying to hold on. A 2v3 and the site is EG's. One should be coming in, and I don't think they can close the gap.
ต่อยิงกระโดดมาแรงมากโดนทานเก็บโดดมันแรงมาก
Map point EG.
I didn't think we'd see it, Mike. Not in this map.
I mean, this just reeks of the loud performance on split as well from PaperX. Really struggling to find a solid grasp. And just getting overwhelmed time and time again. Now, unfortunately, I have the second line of pressure, which is a deficit here.
โอ้โคตรอะไรจับหัวจับ
Financial
แก้ว
disadvantage.
โคตรอะไรกูไม่ไหวแล้วจับหัวแล้ว
Truly a deadly
โต๊ะด้วยนะ
duo between the both of them. Looking at
โต๊ะซ่อน
Viper's pick going through a middle. I'm going to try and isolate some of these fights on the
นั่นอะไร
extreme. 3 players put to task towards A. It's calm on the other side.
ช่างมันปล่อยไปก่อนโดนดูเสือดูไปนะแต่อยากให้ PI ชนะนะขอเถอะชนะเถอะอีกเดนดี้อ่ะอุ้ยโอ้ขอเข้าไปเต็ม
Exactly, yeah, because something's in such a deep position now. He can get very early information.
คือตอนเนี้ยคือนอนอยู่
Back of the site. Divide.
Fighting.
They're going to try and get ahead of this.
เปิ
Try
ด
and help
มา
him out. 'Cause look at the pressure coming his way. Paint shot going to go down. Demon 1 closing in. And now the chaos begins. Divide's fallen. Jing! Out of nowhere fights to a third would be everything for them. How much can he do? Not quite enough. The trades are coming down. And it's all
คน
on
แบบช
Com.
น
A
สองเป็น
1v2. Spike is not in hand. Something is trailing him. 13 seconds.
เวลากำลังจะ
Don't
หม
know
ด
if he has time for this. Mind Freak perfectly positioned.
โอ้
He's got him.
ร้อ
A
ย
chance here for Paper X. Making double digits. Opens up the slightest of opportunities.
Chance here, but it definitely doesn't help the finances with it being as scrappy as it was. Comes down to just one.
บร้ายกับพระเอกช่วยเน้น
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to see that back. Just how Jing caught the timing there through the divide.
จริงกับ
Beautiful stuff.
My freak กับบูลด็อกของเขา
Slight pump of the brakes for Potter. Grinning right now with this performance. In the second half here on attack, it has looked nothing short of phenomenal here from Evil Geniuses.
เขาจะปิดเกมแล้ว
That was a
นะ
6-round streak from EG.
ปิด
Time
แล้ว
to take a breather.
กะปิดแล้วล่ะ
Yeah.
คือถ้าจะชนะก็คือแบบ
At worst, you go OT. Now that
ถ้ากด2แบบ
could change things.
เขาอะ
Paper X when they needed a miracle. I mean, Jing was right there. They've got the divide. Got Seekers. But no other ults to depend on.
EG firmly in control here. It's Paper X we're looking towards in terms of making some sort of adjustment. Going to be tough here with Divide down on a Judge, Forsaken on a Bulldog. Ultimates, yes, 2 away from the Blade Storm,
เข้ม
but a must win to keep their hopes of opening up this best of 5 with a map win.
It looks like middle is once again a priority position for EG.
Yeah.
Looking at who's patrolling it. Divide. Judge is there. Jing very nearby as well. Com once again spotted. He's to be challenged by not just one, there's 2 to this. Double check there was no one further behind, so this is actually unleashing something to go walkabouts if he wants to. While all of this test happens in middle, look at something. Look at... Wait, there's no way that Boostio just had a little look back.
He's looking, he's watching.
He absolutely is!
He's killed something in Spawn.
He's read them like a book. That deep flash, maybe just a little read on what they wanted.
And this is, I don't feel like addressing Com is the issue here for Paper X.
Christ, wait,
Demon
Jing's
1
gone
found
down.
another one, Jing's fallen. It's a 5v3, Lauren.
This feels like it's just slipping between their fingertips on map 1 here. 2 men up to the good. The 3 standing. A Bulldog for 1, a Judge for the other, and yes, rifle on Mind Freak. It looks like EG are congregating over towards A. This plays in Forsaken and hopefully Divide.
Seekers invested, it doesn't really tell them anything.
30 seconds
They're running low on time though, Mike.
Have to make a move. Flash will catch here.
You've got to be calling for Mind Freak to hit that rotation, hit the panic button, get over here. There's 5 players coming our way, and Divide has fallen. Forsaken now. It's all on him to try and stop the rot, stop EG. He's desperately trying, but it may not be enough. As Mind Freak now in a 1v4. Map 1 on the line. And EG turning up on a map that none of us expected to see this level of performance on. Mind Freak has a minefield to walk through. You got the pit, and you got 4 players. Divide or not, he's got to go. He takes down Com, but the trade for Jorgamo is there. EG, map 1.
And a statement made by Evil Geniuses, Lauren. A confident opener to this series.
They look absolutely lethal, Mike. I'm looking towards Demon 1, I'm looking at Jorgamo. I mean, they've had a belting series. You do not want to miss the rest of this.
หลับง่วงเลยเชิดขึ้นมาเลยกูจะหลับ
When you play an actual ranked game, it's 50 minutes, but how much are you actually
ประเด็นคือวัวกูถึงหมอนไง
With aim labs, you can compete in over 1,000 tasks that will prepare you for any scenario.
ไม่ตกสภาพกูตอนนี้โคตรง่วงเลยอ้าวกูง่วงเลยแต่กูจะดูนะกูจะดูตอนกูจะหลับตามแต่กูจะดูง่วงแบบโอ้ยยังฉันเลยโคตรง่วงเลยจะหลับไม่ได้นี่เสียงถึงไหมตรงนี้เสียงถึงจะถึงพอถึงบ่อแล้วก็ง่วงเลยทีรอไป20 วิกูจะหลับได้เลยขอแบบ ากดูต่อแต่แบบสมองไม่ไหวนอนไม่ได้เลยนี่กูนอนมาแล้วนะตอนจะมาแล้วจริงๆกูหลับไปแล้วใช่หลับไปแล้วหลับมาก่อนแล้วเขาทำอะไรก็ได้ที่ไม่นอนต้องหลับโต๊ะจะโต๊ะคอมไหมโต๊ะคอมไหมจะได้ไม่งอนจะได้ไม่ง่วงเป็นกันตอนนี้จัดเลยจะทำเลยนิสัยอะไรเนี่ยทำไมสองสามวัน MVP ทำจริงไม่ลั่นได้กันแล้วไม่ลั่นเลยโอ้แบบผมมีปัญหาดูไป
Hot as soon as he gets on stage, but the fact that he's able to pull off a performance like this at the grand finals with no pressure is very impressive.
At this point, he doesn't need to warm up. He just needs to vibe on the stage. He doesn't even care about the warm up. Just picking the silliest crosshair he can. But like you were saying, Sean, this guy, rookie year, he's out there putting up numbers. I don't feel like ever since he came into Champions here, I've seen a game where it looked like the pressure was getting to him. He's just so comfortable. He said the other day that while he was grinding out in Tier 2, Tier 3, he always knew he had the mechanics good enough to make it to this point. He just needed an opportunity.
I'm more impressed beyond the mechanics, just his individual decisions throughout these rounds. He can pick the jump spotter on B and there's no overheat in sight. He knows to play the round correctly. He can get the kill in B, goes back, the showstoppers pop by Jing, he immediately updrafts to dodge it. All of his little micro choices are spot on.
Yeah, and also we got to talk about the fact that EG, they won both pistols on split, Seth, which, as you know in this game, if you're winning both pistols, the chances of you winning that map is pretty high.
I'm tilting out of my mind when it comes down to these pistol rounds because Paper X, their pistol win rate at this tournament has been absolutely abysmal. 42%, only 11 out of the 26 that they have played. And this is costing them so dearly, not only in this map loss and the ones that they had in the past, but sometimes in the wins as well because they get themselves into such rougher positions than they need to be in if they could just manage to clinch these.
Yeah, and it did look like EG had a really good solution for a lot of the pistol round structure and waiting for pushes, absorbing those pushes from Paper X. That's why I think going into the rest of the map, well, even though Paper X started here I think their innovation across the other maps is where I'm mostly impressed.
I think this is the most vanilla map that we're going to see from Paper Rex. We're now going into Ascent, which is my favorite map to watch Paper Rex on. This is where they're playing Viper, Harbor, Reyna, Sky. On Ascent, again, the map where everybody else plays literally the same comp in every game, and it's so well constructed. This is the map where I have a lot of faith in something to come back and look like the superstar we know he is when he's playing on this Reyna.
We're about to see in the Prime Gaming Agent Select if we're going to get that Reyna or not, but Potter, she's very confident. She even said 2-0, baby. Do you guys feel the same way here? Is this going to be bad news for Paper Rex?
I do think she's kind of underestimating Paper Rex a little bit on Ascent. I know
ถ้าอยู่ดีๆเน็ตมันได้ก็ให้รู้ว่ากูเตะโดนปลั๊กไฟ
in particular is the Cove Lear entrances by the A site, by the B site. They do such a creative take on both of those areas of the map. Now I'm sure Potter has cooked up some good anti-strats and
Paper Rex changing the comp. Device on the KO now.
What?
So
what does this change?
No Sentinel comp now.
It's just a little bit less info coming the way of Paper Rex, but the KO can do a lot with the knife to get cross-map info.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be getting those refreshable flashes coming through here, but this still can work in the same way that they have been piloting it. It's just a little bit different, a little bit more delayed. You can't really, obviously fly those guiding lights through and get them exactly where you want to, but Devi can still be chucking these through those harbor walls, off the back of the Lear, get that double flash out, and then go for the side exact.
I think the KO knife is really useful for cross-map info on Ascent. That's why you see pretty much everyone run it. Versus the Sky as well. You can still get those Reyna Lear flash combos out of the Cove you're talking about, but it might be a little bit harder. We'll have to see if Paper Rex's new comp is what it takes to be the first team this tournament to beat Evil Geniuses on Ascent.
EG, they are ahead now, but Paper Rex, they have a chance here to bring it back and tie things up. Let's send it over to your casters once again to take us into game. Over to you, Pansy and Hypok.
Thank you so much, and yes, map 2 now coming up. Paper Rex have their work cut out here, Mike. This is a little bit of a different look as well from what we maybe expected.
Absolutely, a slight adjustment here. That's obviously, well, we can only really speculate as to the application here of the KO, but one of the things that worked best was the Trailblazer. To set something in motion, the layering of the flashes, sure, but the one thing that really put something in position to excel on the Reyna was the Trailblazer from Devi. So that's the initial concern in the minute, whether or not Paper Rex are going to try and slow things down, if something and Jing are just going to try and go ham together, I guess, is the next step on that checklist. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, it starts with this pistol round. Demon 1, he's stuck around. He's got back in. That's a little too far, as Forsaken's going to punish